Hey class, Brandon Bradley here. I want to talk to you about some things that I'm noticing that are a bit of a problem, and that is you are college students, and that implies striving for better, clearer writing. And I want you to be successful. In order to be successful, though, we've got to write clearly and concisely. Our writing should not reflect everything that we say. The way we speak is different than the way educated people write. And since you are here at a college, writing is part of the process. And so these are things that maybe we've just gotten lax in, maybe you've never heard before, but I want to make sure that you understand that this is expected. Your writing should be clear. It should be at a college level. And my grading is going to reflect that. And I may ask you, hey, you need to clarify this sentence, or you need to go back and rewrite this paper so that it's better reflected. So, excuse me, excuse me, getting all choked up here. This is that meaningful. If you don't want to receive that type of direction from me, here are some things that you can do to write better. So, how to write better. First, understand basic sentence structure. One of the errors that I'm seeing repeatedly from a number of different students is a separation in what should be one sentence. And instead, you have sentence fragments. Well, if you have a subject of a sentence or an idea, it should also be followed by a predicate. So if you have, let's say, uh, Jane hit the ball. Well, Jane is the subject, and she hits the ball. Hitting the ball, that's the predicate, the second half of the sentence. Now I'm being overly basic here. Yeah, that's like first grade reading. But this is almost that bad where we'll have the subject, will be a few words that identifies the subject, period, but there's no predicate. There's nothing about that. There's just that. Jane, period. What? That's not a sentence. And then hits the ball. That's also not a sentence. That's a predicate. It has a verb and it has the direct object. The direct object is something that the subject is addressing, and the address, the verb, kicks the ball. That's the verb affecting the direct object, and the verb is how the subject affects the direct object. Well, what I'm trying to say is you need all that in one sentence. You need to make sure that that's taking place. And the way you do that is proofreading. You proofread. We all make the mistake, but good writers aren't good writers because they get it all right the first time. Good writers are because they do more. All right? And so here are some simple tools that you can use, that you can download to your computer to help you with proper sentence formation. Grammarly and Hemingway. Grammarly is great. It's free. The free app that you plug in, that works really well. You can pay things like $25 a year that you subscribe to their service and has more bells and whistles. I don't do that. I just use the free one because I am a terrible speller. And this helps me write in a better fashion. Hemingway is a pay for app. I think it's like $20, $25 for a year, or maybe it's forever, or maybe it's a one time fee. And it works really well. You download it to your desktop, you type in Word or whatever, then you cut and paste whatever you're writing into Hemingway, and it immediately highlights problem sentences. This is too complicated. You need to simplify this. This is not a complete sentence. This, and it clarifies what you're trying to write. A lot of you need Hemingway because you're trying to write complex ideas, but you're not doing it clearly. Hemingway will help with that. All right. Another step, and this doesn't cost you anything at all, is before you go any further, read your paper out loud. Read it aloud. If you do this and you're paying attention, read it slowly so you can notice when things don't sound right. Because if it doesn't sound right when you read it, you need to highlight that and go back and fix it because it's probably wrong. It's just that simple. And most people never do this, but if you do this, your papers will improve, your grades will improve, and people will think you're a lot smarter because you just simply are demonstrating your ideas in a way that they can digest them, which is the purpose of good writing. Next, get a proofreader. I have a friend of mine who loves proofreading. It's like this addiction to use red markers on my work, right? And for years she has proofread my work. And since I know that she enjoys this, I have no problem asking her to do this. You have friends that are this way. You may not realize it. And up front, it may cost you something, like a candy bar or a soda, or you take them to lunch once a semester or something. For crying out loud, that is well worth it. Because if they are good writers and they are good proofreaders and they can help you become a better writer by teaching you the errors that you're making, you over time will stop making those errors. Boy, what a novel concept. Another big mistake that I'm seeing is a lack of organization in your papers. And I want to invite you to, with every assignment, come up with a simple thesis statement. This study, this paper is about A, B, C. Excuse me. Well, the next section of your paper is about A, and you write a few paragraphs. And then the next section is about B, and you write a few paragraphs. And then your third section is about C, and you write a few paragraphs. And then you write a few concluding paragraphs, and you're done. Very simple paper structure that works in academic writing very well. You might say, well, that doesn't sound compelling. You're not trying to get a Pulitzer here. You're trying to write clearly and concisely so that your professors give you good grades and so that you demonstrate what you have learned in an effective manner. And then guess what? Those papers you're writing aren't just for a grade. You can use them in ministry down the road. And that's what we're really trying to do here, isn't it? And so I want to see you be effective. Let's do this. Let's apply these ideas. And in time, I think your writing's going to improve. God bless you.